Welcome back to another episode of the GTR Podcast. We have a guest on the show today.
Hold up, introduce me first, you bastard.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Welcome back to the GTR Podcast. I'm your host Daniel Payton, and I have my co-host Alex here. Today we have a we have a special guest on the pod. Dante, introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hi
boy.
everyone. Hi everyone. I'm Deontay. I am the host of D Talkin Sports, and it's a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight.
It's a pleasure to have you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Of
The
course.
Pistons fan is now outnumbered.
Oh boy, them Detroit Pistons, huh?
And before we even started the pod, I was about to. Never mind. We'll get into it because I was.
We'll get into it.
I was on that pack.
Anyway, quick rundown. This is our first pod since the holidays, so we hope everyone listening had a great holidays, New Year, all that stuff. So we were also supposed to do one last Sunday, I think, but
a lot of people was traveling. A lot of people was
traveling. People had work.
Didn't have my laptop with me.
We got stuff going on. I got home from a family trip, and let me just tell you, flying. I don't like flying more than like 5 hours. My flight home was 9 hours, then 5 hours.
Oh Jesus!
And of course, I had to go through. Let me just say, I had to fly through
customs
Mexico City and go through customs there, which took like a solid 2 hours. I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I'm used to Argentinian Spanish, not Mexican Spanish. Very, very different, just for the record.
Okay.
Argentinian Spanish is borderline Italian.
Ooh.
But anyway, I'm going through that, and it's 4 or 5 a.m. I'm like, just get me through this, please.
Mine isn't as good as his. Mine is because I just left my laptop at home. I was on vacation, so you know.
Anyway,
so
go
ahead.
Other housekeeping to do. I think I posted another article several weeks. I think I posted it on like the 27th or something. But it's up. Read about it if you want. It's the difference a year can make with the Chicago Bulls. Anyway, we are going to be talking about we're covering our teams first. So the Celtics and reintegrating Time Lord. The Pistons, I want to do a little thing about Hami. We're too late for the suspension, right? And the stuff that happened with.
Nope.
We can do a little thing on that.
Because he's been on fire.
Yeah, Killian's been great. We'll talk about that a bit. Brooklyn Nets really bouncing back. Denver Nuggets showing what they could have playing up to their potential. Blazers drop off and the Milwaukee Bucks. Anyway, let's get started on the Boston Celtics. So since we last recorded, I don't know the Celtics' exact record, but Time Lord has returned. Very, very much needed that. Anyway,
y'all go first. Y'all the Celtics.
Have we really seen that? We'll start with Deontay because I've been talking for a while. But how have you seen this impact the team so far?
Honestly, I'm just glad that to have Rob Williams back. I mean, I know that the injury that he suffered during the offseason, it kind of messed us up a little bit. But going back to what you said before the podcast started, and it was gonna be difficult, trying for him to get settled with the lineup and everything, because it was gonna be a difficult transition. He hadn't played in over, I would say, a month, 2 months. And so just having him, and just having him back on the court, just being, dominant really helps out our defense a lot, because without Rob, I mean, I honestly can't tell you how far we would have made it without him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I think before his return, our defense was like dead average. I think we were like 15th.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the pack when it comes to defense.
Yeah, right now. But with him back, of course, once again, an adjustment period to have him back, especially with the offense was the best in the league for
Best.
a while.
Technically, it's still, but that
Sacramento
title
pass.
now to Sacramento.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
we'll bounce back though.
the offense was the best in the league, relying a lot on spacing. Rob Williams, of course, is not a floor spacer. So
he's a vertical threat.
But he's not a floor spacer like everyone else was. The reason why the Celtics offense was so good was because everyone on the floor can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
See, Rob is more of a, he's more of a rebounder, and then he's more of an in paint type of guy, and that's okay, and that's all right.
Yeah.
We have
reintegrate that.
that.
It just took a bit to reintegrate that, and finally, really starting to see some results. Anyway, Dan, you got a take?
Okay.
My man's hesitating.
My take was I don't believe in the Celtics, aka they're frauds. Okay, it sounds crazy. Best record in the league, dog in the league.
You got to explain yourself.
The best away record too, but go ahead, go off.
Oh shit. Okay. Reason why I say that, and I feel like this is going to change because you have Robert Williams back, and Robert Williams was the reason why I didn't think, like, before y'all had Robert Williams, I was like, I don't think y'all can consistently stay with this offense and not having a middle level of defense and going into the playoffs or even the midway break. Reason why I say there was frauds, because I love Jason Tatum, I love Jaylen Brown.
Best duo in the league, but go off.
Lucky.
Okay.
I say that because of I don't believe in y'all bench. I don't believe in y'all bench, and y'all are really top heavy. The reason why I don't believe in y'all bench is because Malcolm Brogdon, he's been okay this season, if we're being totally honest. Efficiency has been pretty dog shit. It has. It's been bad.
Let me look up his shooting splits, I promise you.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm on ESPN right now.
I might be wrong, but from recent memory, his field goal percentage has not been the greatest. 3-point percentage hasn't been the greatest.
You best brush up on your memory then.
But the reason why is because y'all really haven't. The reason why y'all made it to the finals last season is because of that excellent defense. Y'all had an excellent defense, and then your offense was just there. And what I mean just there, of course, is not just like middle of the pack. Y'all had a good offense. But the reason why I called y'all frauds, and that's when it changed because of Rob Williams back, because of Rob Williams. He does so much on the floor defensively that y'all get to do whatever y'all want on defense. Y'all can switch 1 through 5 legitimately. I like Al Horford. Al Horford is not switching 1 through 5 like Rob Will is. And now with Williams back and y'all integrate him back into the system, y'all will come up to a top 10 defense in the league. I can see that happening. It's better to have a finals team or finals, because y'all are finals contenders, let's not fool ourselves. But without Rob Williams, I don't think y'all were a finals contender. With Rob, y'all are, because y'all will come into the playoffs with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. That's like, to me, that's where like I see y'all at y'all best. Rob Williams in a lineup, having a top 10 offense, having a top 10 defense, and being able to switch everything, having a vertical threat, rebounder, rim protector. Because let's be honest, without Rob, that paint protection was
bad.
Yeah, I can honestly admit that it was terrible.
It was like everybody was feeding in the paint. Now with Rob in the lineup, and when playoff times come, that paint defense is going to be elite. We already know about the perimeter defense with Marcus, JB, JT, the switchable guys. Even Grant Williams at some points, he can be a good switchable guy, switch on to defenders, and sometimes be a help defender at the rim. But leading up, I just didn't see our offense being good enough, or let me say this, offense being consistent enough to go into the not off season, the midway point, and maybe even playoffs to be like, yeah, how much do we really need Rob Williams? Because you saw the drop off in defense. It's a huge drop off. I'm just used to Boston relying on defense more than offense, and that's crazy because you do have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, one of the best backcourts or whatever you want to call it, best duo in the league. You do have that, but after that, the scoring really comes from where else? Marcus Smart, he can hit his open threes. Besides that, is he really a scorer? That's why I said like the fraudulent thing wasn't like y'all might not make the playoffs or anything, but it's a difference between being and I think y'all can speak on this, being a finals contender and just being a contender. And that's where I just had y'all without Rob Williams. Y'all were contenders without Rob.
Okay.
With Rob, y'all were finals contenders.
Yeah. Okay. Let me say something real quick. Well, actually, a couple things. One, brush up on your stats. He's shooting at 47%.
And season.
Sorry, 48, 44, 80, 88.
Marcus.
No,
Marcus.
13 and
Malcolm Brogdon is shooting the. Stop it.
44.
Stop
yeah, no. I mean, that's just basketball reference. You can look. 2, thank you. I thought when you said that before the pod that you had like a fraudulent take, I thought it was going to be much more egregious.
No.
Or much more atrocious.
But I thought it was going to be much worse. But no, I do agree with you with like the without Robert Williams because I've said this on here a lot. Every team goes through cold shooting stretches. You have to have a good enough defense to get you through that. So, and without Robert Williams, that just was not the case. So it was just the case. I always complained about it. Like, whenever the threes weren't falling, we would lose. That's just how it worked. Anyway, Deontay, you wanted to say something?
I agree. I absolutely agree because Rob, he's our defensive anchor. And just without Rob, I really couldn't see, this team being as dominant as defense as we are right now. So
my fault about the Malcolm Brogdon. That was kind of disrespectful.
Nah,
I can take my L. I can take
my L. Wild.
You being able to take your L already makes you better than 90% of people on Twitter. So
I can take my L.
You're good.
But the real reason was because maybe I'm just seeing it, but I really feel like the best two defenders on your team, and I love Marcus Smart, it's Jason Tatum and Robert Williams as like working well off each other because one will be there for the help. And then like when they get into the paint, Jason Tatum will be there for the help. And then Rob Williams will probably be coming or rotating to get the block. Like the rotation with Jason Tatum and Rob Williams is a real thing. And like that is something to be fearful of when other teams is going to the paint or even like perimeter-wise switching because they communicate. Those two, for me, communicate the best with the two-man game if they're in a pick and roll together. If one is switching and one got to rotate back to the big man, it's just good communication there between Tatum and Rob. That's why I said that. But
okay, and right. just for like all versatility, yeah, sure, I'll let you put Jason Tatum over Marcus Smart, but okay.
Come on.
Jason Tatum versatility.
It's not okay.
Deontay, break this tie.
Boy, oh boy. You know what? This is tough for me. Like I love Tatum and I love Smart, but when it comes to I don't know. I mean, I feel like this season right now, I mean, Smart has been pretty much the cornerstone of our team for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why he was the defensive player of the year. Although in my honest opinion, I think Rob Williams should have gotten it. But other than that, I mean, those two, they were a part of the reason why we had the best defense in the league. And right now, I don't know, man. It's tough.
For me,
It's tough.
Jaylen Brown is showing his ass off on defense this season.
Oh, he's going to be an all-star. Jaylen Brown, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm not
Even
saying
if he misses like 1 or 2 weeks with a adductor injury, he'll be fine. He's going to be an all-star.
Yeah. But for me, it's like Jason Tatum on defense is showing his ass off. Like we knew he was a defender, but now like imagine you already have one person that you can throw at Giannis. Imagine having 2 or 3. Imagine having Tatum and Rob and Marcus. Like God,
all on the court at once.
God, damn.
Yeah, and that's a thing, and that's part of why I really like the Malcolm Brogdon pickup. He's not a great defender, but he's switchable and passable. So, as our starters, all of our guys are good defenders.
Yeah.
There's
no drop off. It's not a drop off when you can't mismatch hunt the Celtics. The only person who can in the world is Steph. And even then, he has trouble. So,
he had a field day in the finals because Al Horford.
I'm not talking about Al Horford when he was starting. I'm talking about Rob. He was not mismatching Rob like that. He was not like that.
Oh, no. He mismatch hunted the hell out of Al Horford. But
he just killed
yeah, honestly, it's just the fact, as you said, there's no bad defender on the team.
Yeah.
Well,
without a doubt, I agree.
Typically in the rotation, other than Sam Hauser, but there's not a bad defender in the playoff rotation. Yeah. That's what I should say, barring injury.
Yeah, y'all go deep. Y'all like shit. I don't need Boston to win the chip.
He's struggling to find the right words for it. That's crazy.
I mean, Boston. I don't want them to win the chip. I ain't gonna lie.
Why not? See, there we go.
Because what? I don't know. I don't need y'all to be like. I hate the Lakers, and I don't like. I hate the Lakers, and I'm a Celtic. Like I'd rather have the Celtics win over the Lakers, but I don't need neither one of them winning.
I'll be honest. The Celtics fan base can be
because y'all will
really, really annoying.
Oh, y'all will be annoying. But props up to y'all. Y'all, people thought it was gonna be crazy. Like they went to the finals last season. Now we got to see what all that talk has been blown off the water. Y'all are legit.
Well, I mean, we're still halfway through the season, so a lot can happen.
Y'all are still gonna be a top seed.
We'll see. I mean, once again, still a long way to go, but things are absolutely looking great.
Now, talking about the top seed, let's go to one of the worst teams in the East. My lovely Detroit Pistons. Man, oh, man.
Boy, oh, boy.
Well,
Killian beat the Chargers. That's all I'm going to say. Killian beat the Chargers. He punched somebody, and he's scoring now. Like, what else can you look? Man. Punching people and scoring now. Man.
Killian's been amazing. I think since the suspension, which Mo Wagner cheap shot, it's going to be coming. That's my opinion on it.
Yep.
And then also, I just love how everyone on the freaking Magic got suspended. That was hilarious.
That whole spectacle was.
I was about to tweet like, "Hey, put me in, y'all."
Hey, put me. Yeah.
Put me. Hey, listen, I can probably run enough.
You can run enough.
I'm in good enough shape to go through a whole game. I just don't have anything that might resemble skill. But anyway.
My only thing about the Pistons, this is gonna be super quick, not even like 5 minutes.
Go ahead. Go
ahead, my friend.
Killian beat the Chargers. He's averaging 10 points this season. Like, come on.
Finally got to 10 points a game.
He got 18 tonight, and now he's averaging 10 points on the season. Like, he's not a bust. He's not a fraud. He beat the Chargers. He's our best player on the team right now this season. Like, it's been good in Detroit. From not having Cade to Killian finally stepping up, it's been good in here in Detroit. That's really all it is about Detroit today.
Moving on to hold on real quick. I got a quick thing about Hami.
Oh my god, he's a fraud too.
Wow.
He's a ballin', low key.
Hami is balling because we don't have a center.
No,
Keep it a
it's
buck.
not just been today. He's actually been since I'll say since Christmas. He's been a pretty good player. Like now that he's stopped trying to shoot the ball, he's been pretty good.
He's been like average at best. And this is a Pistons fan saying it. The reason why he seems good is because we don't have the only other slasher we have on the team is Ivy. And when Ivy's playing bad, it's Tommy slashing.
And he's just been inconsistent. That's what's going to happen with a young guy, especially young guards. So,
Ivy,
out. Because now you're being put in a situation where, as a guard, you now have to patrol the perimeter of the court, and now you just have to go in all different types of directions, trying to, creating shots is what I mean. But he'll give it some time, and he'll be fine.
We like Ivy here in Detroit. My take on Ivy is his improvement throughout the regular season has been very, 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 very crazy. Before college, he was not taking mid-ranges. Now he's taking mid-ranges. The floater game's looking a lot better. His playmaking is a lot better than people thought it was going to be. Ivy, and I'm just saying this for my Pistons fan who listens to this. Let's not do this shit with Ivy. He's not controlling. He's a rookie, and he's playing very, very good. He's one of the better rookies.
He's fine.
Ivy,
4-15 from the field and 06 from downtown.
This is just his bad game. He just had a bad game.
He just had a bad game. We all have bad games. It's all right.
But
making light of it.
Especially young guards.
Yeah, but Ivy this season has been everything we thought and more. He's averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 42% from the field, and 33%, 34% from three.
Honestly, I thought he was going to be a worse 3-point shooter. So,
and he's taking like 4 attempts a game. So people need to chill out on Ivy as Pistons fans.
Yeah, this is the thing. I've seen a lot of slander go his way. I'm like, he's a rookie. This is what happens with every single young guard.
Yep.
Just what happens.
Just let him go through it.
Yeah. Anyway.
The Nets?
What was next? Beautiful notes app.
Gosh.
Brooklyn Nets run. And then, of course, KD got injured. Let's just cover that.
Too bad. So sad.
Yeah. He's just so sad about it. Honestly, they'll be fine. I do genuinely think they'll be fine. Like, it won't be like last year where they went on like double-digit losing. I think they went on like a 12-game losing streak last year without KD. That won't be happening this year.
I don't know. You think Kyrie can carry a team by himself?
Talk about it, Beyonce. Talk about
it. Even with the person known as Ben Simmons on that court?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I genuinely think I do. That game against Boston, they were in it for most of the game, and then they just lost some steam at the end. It's what happened. It's what happens when you go against a good team. But they won't be having embarrassing loss after embarrassing loss. I think they'll float a little bit above 500 for the month, but also real quick on the injury, they said he'll be out about a month. That'll probably end up being, because this is just what happens with the Brooklyn Nets, that'll probably end up being like 6 weeks or so. But
Beyonce, because
he'll be.
Go ahead.
This is what happened last year too with KD. They said 4 to 6 weeks. It ended up being like 8. So, anyway,
you take care.
It is just that they don't. I don't remember the exact circumstances with everything last year, but they have help. That's the thing. Kyrie actually has help.
They have a better coach.
And they've got a good defense. Nick Claxton looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. And they've got and he has a much more limited, because they have more offensive help. He's had a much more limited offensive role, which means you can't just play Hack-a-Shaq or
Mhm.
Hacker Claxton. I don't know. Which is what Boston did in the playoffs. Can't do that anymore.
Brooklyn will be fine. Claxton is a great defender for them, for what they need him to do. The drop off from Kevin Durant not being there is it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, obviously, because Kevin Durant is having a hell of a season.
Without a doubt. Correct.
Kyrie and Ben, I don't think do they keep
Ben is who we thought he is.
Ben is Ben.
Ben is Ben.
Yes, Mr. 9 reboards, 13 assists, but no points.
If Ben can, oh my God, if Ben, for them to stay above 500 this month, they need Ben Simmons to, I don't know, score the basketball. They need him, like, it's no other.
Or
they
how
need
not?
him to do
How about not be 0-3 from the field and only take 3 shots? That's crazy.
Yes,
That was crazy.
For them to be above 500, he needs to score. Like, he needs to take shots.
Yeah. Also, I want to look at their upcoming games. But
Deontay, you said something about on the pod. You said, "Yeah, I don't know about the Nets."
I'm not afraid.
Explain it.
As a Celtics fan, I'm not afraid of the Nets because we practically own the Nets for about a good 15 years. But besides the point, and not only the fact that we own them in the playoffs, considering we swept them and held KD up until Game 4, but by then it was already too late for the Nets. But I'm not gonna go too much deep into it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me just say, they do have a relatively good run for the next 1, 2, 3. This is 4 games. They've got OKC, who are fine. Shea's been good, but apart from that,
if the Nets lose to OKC, then there's an issue. There's an underlying
there's definitely
problem.
an issue there. They've got OKC, San Antonio, the Suns, who are so injured, Utah, Warriors, Sixers, Pistons, Knicks, Lakers, Celtics again, Washington, Clippers, Suns, Bulls, Sixers.
Are you naming the rest of their schedule?
Knicks. No, I'm up to February 13th. That's 4 weeks-ish.
Yeah,
that's a month from now. Yep.
They should stay afloat. They'll stay afloat. They'll stay
afloat. They won't
they
go
should
on
easily be above 500, to be fair. To be totally honest, they should be easily above 500.
They'll float around 500 for that stretch, which is when you're missing your best player and a guy who is 6th in MVP voting. That's fine.
It tends to hurt your chances.
No,
they should beat the Thunder. They should beat the Spurs. They should beat
keyword should.
Right. That's what I was saying, because like I haven't seen their team without Kevin Durant. Like, that's what scares me. Man.
I mean, just going off the one game against Boston, I trust them to stay afloat. I don't think I don't think lightning will strike twice. But way better coaching, way better supporting cast, way less drama around them, which is hilarious seeing as Kyrie's on their team.
I think Kevin Durant said it best. When in Brooklyn, when there's no drama and just basketball, we're a good team. So
exactly.
I think Kevin Durant said it best. Ooh, but man.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, but the one thing that credit to Jacques Vaughn for turning the ship around. Like
they were what 13th, no 12th in the conference before he got
fired. I don't remember how bad they started, but I think they were like 2-7 or something like that.
Oh yeah, they were 2-7. They were terrible, and I was laughing. I
missed that. I can't lie. But
he said I miss it. The Nets scaring the Celtics. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say scaring us, but I'm like,
I'm not.
They look good.
Poverty
When fully healthy, they look good.
I'm not doing this. I'm not terrified of the poverty franchise Nets. Come on, what we doing here?
Oh, he's cooking.
Okay.
He's lucky cooking. He's kind of cooking. He's kind of cooking. It's
Yeah.
like,
Honestly, I'm
Hmm.
still confident against them, but
well,
they look better and I'm not scared of losing to them. I'm just like, man, I like them. I liked laughing at them. It was funny, let's be real. But yeah, they're fine.
they went
Next
on
we
a.
Of
do
course they are.
They went
yeah.
on a. Before we move on, they went on a. So I got it up. They went on a 14-2 winning streak after they fired Steve
They were
Nash.
on an 11-game win streak, and then of course they lost it to the Bulls, who are the most confusing.
Yeah, they're the most confusing team.
They're probably the most confusing team in the league.
Like there's just yeah.
I don't know.
No,
The Raptors exist.
The Raptors. The Bulls last year couldn't beat a good team. This year the Bulls can only beat good teams.
That's true.
Crazy.
I'm like, what?
That's true.
They don't make sense.
They know. Now, a team that does make sense is in the Western Conference. Them boys in Denver. Them boys in Denver.
Yeah, Denver.
Yes, the good old Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Man.
They're playing up to the potential. I feel like I don't want to say it's as simple as that, but it kind of is.
Right now, Denver is in the game against the Clippers. No Jokic, but even no Jokic. No Jokic tonight. No Jokic. DeAndre Jordan is starting for him.
Let me take a look right now, because all right, it's a close game right now. True.
Yeah. No Jokic, but they do have Kawhi on the other side. Denver this season. Can we just give Jokic? Oh no, let me not say that. That might be way too early to say that. I was about to say, can we give Jokic his MVP already? But
hold up.
Jokic has been on a different timing. He's been on different timing.
He has been ridiculous.
He's the best player in the league.
Nah, we won't even call him the best center. Just call him the best player in the league, which is odd. We're just saying odd.
Yeah, and it's really that there's just no. He's one of the best offensive players ever.
Yeah.
So
he has no flaw in his game.
The last guy to get a three-peat MVP was Larry Bird, right?
Yep,
yeah.
Larry Bird.
We talked about this before the pod.
Yep.
Sorry. But the fact that in this modern age, of course, social media, God, I feel so old saying that. I'm literally the youngest on this call. But in the social media age where really voter fatigue plays a massive part, to say, oh, he's probably going to get a third MVP says a lot.
I hope he pulls it off. This will be the first time ever, if I'm not wrong, because I'm not looking back I could be wrong, but I'm not looking back into 1960. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not going back that far. But this would be the first time we'll see a center average a triple-double. Like, this is going to be crazy.
Yep.
Didn't he just average a triple-double?
No, he didn't. This will be the first year Jokic will average a triple-double if he pulls it
right
off.
now, he is 16th in points at 24.9 per game. 5th in rebounds at 11. 3rd in assists at 9.7. And he's 8th from field goal percentage at 61.8.
Yeah. He's leading their team in points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game, which just for the right is hilarious.
And he's sharing the court with Jamal Murray,
Michael Porter Jr.,
mm-hmm.
Aaron Gordon, who's been very good. Aaron Gordon has been very good this season. Man,
excuse me. Sorry.
He's not going to get an all-star nod, but he's been playing like an all-star over there. His defense and his three-point shot came over. Like, man. If I'm not wrong,
hold up.
Go ahead.
Am I reading this right?
What?
He's shooting 62% on the season.
Probably.
Yep.
You're probably reading that right.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, I knew he was also hyper efficient, but wow.
Yeah, he's eighth. Yep, he's eighth in the league in field goal percentage.
Because I think his points have dropped a bit. I think, right?
Yeah, it has.
Let me double check. I should.
His points has dropped off a little bit.
His points dropped off to
Yeah.
he has a bit more help around him.
Well, his points dropping off, his assists skyrocket. So
his assists are. He's taking smarter shots because he can afford to.
Yeah.
I think he's been. I'll have to find the stat, but one of the most efficient mid-range shooters in the league.
Agreed.
He's been probably the most efficient player in basketball.
And then rebounds, of course, they dropped a little bit, but at the end of the day, yeah, no, it doesn't.
Number 1 to number 4 is not a drop off.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah.
One thing I can say is, I'm really not an advanced stat guy like crazy, but his true shooting, 69%.
Yeah, just by the way, that true shooting's not that much of an advanced stat. Let me be real.
Yeah, I know, but that's his true shooting is a crazy, like 69%. The only person, if I'm not wrong, the only person who's been more efficient than him ever is Steph and KD. And Steph shot 50, 40, 94
it is those two.
And Steph shot 50, 40, 94 season. Same thing with KD. So, he's just, that team is just well-rounded.
And of course there's the defensive issues for him, but even then, like, it's not been that bad.
Yeah.
And Aaron Gordon, as much as you hate him, has been great. Honestly, like, this is the best. He's having a career year. He had that ridiculous poster on Christmas.
Oh my Lord! I had to go back and rewatch that whole entire dunk, the transition, and the.
Let me just say,
it was crazy.
Did they call a blocking foul? Did they call a charge on that?
They called a charge originally, and then they reviewed it to see if he was in the restricted area. He wasn't. He was so far out of the restricted area.
Yeah.
But they were like, wait, we screwed up. That was definitely a blocking foul. And it was. He moved.
The first refs actually admitting that they did wrong. That's crazy.
I know. I was surprised too. But that was. Let me just say, balls of steel. It's a 2-on-1. He says, "Nah, I'm gonna dunk on the dude." Balls of steel.
You almost killed that man. That's probably the best missed dunk this season.
That's dunk of the year. That was wow.
It was a thing of beauty. And that Tatum dunk on Giannis on Christmas too.
That was also nuts.
I knew it was gonna come up. I was just waiting for what y'all to say.
I was never gonna bring it up. I actually kind of forgot about it.
No, that was a nasty post.
But the thing is with that, actually, screw it, with both of them. The second I saw them start to go for it, I'm like, they're gonna pull this off, and they both did. It was like, it's almost a sense of into that. I'm trying to use big words and it's not working. Yeah. Sense of inevitability with both of them. Like when they went for it, it just worked.
One thing about the Nuggets is this might be their best season to win it out the West and go to the finals.
Definitely.
No team in the West has shown me, besides one team, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Nobody in the West, besides that team I'm talking about, has shown me that they really own the West. Like last season, you can tell the Warriors owned the West.
Even though record-wise and then stated right.
But this season, this is wide open for the West. And I don't know who comes out the West. I honestly don't, because you got the Nuggets who's playing very, very good basketball. Jokic having a season, like we said, but everybody else is stepping up, which is important. Jamal Murray's got to get a little bit better for me to say, yeah, that's the team. But besides that, they got a great supporting cast, great front line. They're probably one of the deeper teams in the NBA who can go 8-9 man deep and be okay with it when playoff times come around, which is always good to have.
And really, the main thing is with Denver, it's just about staying afloat when Jokic is off the floor.
Yeah.
It's those 10 minutes a game in the regular season. And that's really all they have to do, because when he's on the floor, their defense is at best,
But their offense
is insane. Let me just say something about the West, because you brought up how it's pretty much open.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers sit in 13th. They are currently 3.5 games. Sorry, not 3.5. 2.5 games off of 6th, that's not even that's a playoff spot.
That's crazy to think of.
The West is wide open for playoffs.
Wide open. I think the 3 teams in the West, the top 3 teams, established themselves, and they're not gonna fall as the top 3. But everything else,
Lakers are on a 2-game losing streak, so we'll see what happens.
You don't believe in the Lakers either?
The Lakers continues. No, see, as a Celtics fan, I despise the Lakers.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Lakers can maybe make the play-in.
And then get bounced out first round.
Yeah, it depends how fast AD come back.
But that's about it. That's their ceiling right now. Yeah, that's probably their ceiling, because I don't trust them to be fully healthy.
They're lucky to get past 40.
Yeah. Honestly, they got to win, 20 more games to get past 40? 21?
21.
They got 21 games left and 41 games in the NBA. Yeesh.
Yeah.
That's cutting it close. You got to win out half. You got to go above 500. That's cutting it close.
Honestly, that's close, but we'll see how AD looks when he gets back. I think he'll be fine. Right. Maybe a little bit more cautious, but whatever. And then they'll be in the play. Will they? Hold on.
Go ahead, say it, because they
so
won't.
Jazz are gonna fall out, I think. So they are. So because I'm just looking at these teams, and the Blazers might not make it, which we're gonna get onto them later. Excuse me.
Yep.
I think the Jazz will fall off a bit more. They're 3-7 in their last. Wow.
The last 10, they're 3-7.
In their last 10 games, yeah.
Yep.
Been kind of iffy for the Jets.
The only team that
on this.
Lauri Markkanen's value is
skyrocket,
really high right now.
Yeah.
So I think they trade high.
The only team that I can see that benefits of being in the play-in is the Warriors, because they get Steph back. They got Steph back, and they just mopped the floor against the Spurs. Steph and the Warriors going to be a playoff team. I think they can jump the Clippers. I think they can go jump Sacramento. So that's the only team that's spot safe in that playoff range. Besides that, I could see anybody from the Utah Jazz to the Lakers making a play-in. And that's Minnesota, Phoenix, OKC, Portland, and the Lakers. That's, like I said, the West is wide open. I can see any of those teams making it.
Yeah. And the MPJ is still Jamal Murray also had was it that Christmas Day game when he sent it into overtime? He said, I'll make the next one.
I think that was.
I think that was Christmas.
Leave that game into overtime, because if I recall that, yes, I believe it did go into overtime.
It was a game.
That was the same game.
Yes.
The dunk and yeah.
But Nuggets,
I
keep
think
it
they'll
up.
be. I think they'll be. They can only really get better, I think,
Who?
barring injury.
Who?
Because Jamal Murray is getting close to where he was pre-injury. MPJ, I don't know what to expect from him, but this is like on the lower end of what this. He's on the lower end of his expectations.
Even with him being on the lower end of expectation, he's still been solid. And I feel like that's okay for him to be solid because of what Aaron Gordon is doing on defense and his 3-point. Aaron Gordon's 3-point percentage has been pretty good this season. So I feel like MPJ could be okay. The only reason I see them probably like dropping off a little bit is if Aaron Gordon drops a little bit and MPJ stays where he is, which I doubt that's going to happen. But this team fully loaded. Again, this is the best chance for them to make it out of the West because it's wide open. I don't think no team can really mess with the Nuggets just because their big man is just so dynamic, playmaking wise, scoring wise, and they have enough offense. They defense can be average, but they have enough weapons on offense to be legit. Like, all right, we're going to outscore you, and we can actually do it because Jamal Murray is a bucket. Michael Porter Jr., when he wants to be, is a bucket. Jokic is a bucket. Aaron Gordon is a bucket now. So, like, they have 1 through 5 that can actually, like, you want to go offense for offense, I'm guaranteed my offense can go offense for offense with yours.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are fine.
They're not crazy heavily reliant on hitting their threes, which very important for a defense that's not great. Now, they're going to have to shore up their defense, but so far it looks relatively sustainable.
It looks real. It looks real. It looks real. It looks super real, actually.
Anyway, speaking of being real or not real, and here's a team that most certainly fooled me, especially at the start of the year. Portland.
I knew it.
I knew it. Here we go.
I just knew
They
it.
fooled me. Let me say my piece real quick.
Go ahead.
They fooled the shit out of me, but in fairness, I don't know if I ever said it on a pod, but I always thought like, okay, they have one downfall. It is their bench. The other night, they had 3 bench points total.
Dame went for 50.
As much as people overblow having depth and not having depth, you do need to have at least a little bit because that is straight up awful. They got their 3 scores. Yusuf Nurkic developed a three ball. Josh Hart's a good role player. Yeah, Dan's motioning right now. Dame hit 50 the other night in a loss.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. Like, how do you put up 50 points and then the team around you loses?
It's not even like the starters played particularly bad. It's just that they don't have their best bench player is Shaden Sharp, which he's good, sure, but he's a rookie.
When the rookie is your best bench player and you have vets on the bench, that's a problem.
Yeah,
unless your name is Ben, unless you're the Indiana Pacers and you have
and then looking at the ESPN thing, they have the 3rd worst offense in points per game at 112.1 points per game. Yeah,
let me guess, and you can probably fact check me. Their defense is like even bad too, so that's not a recipe for winning.
I mean,
like
the defense is pretty good. Like, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the 5th best defense in the conference.
I'm talking about total NBA.
They're at 112.1.
112.
So
they're averaging the same amount as they do on offense.
Oh, okay.
And which is annoying me. the really big annoyance for me is that it's not that they don't really have pieces to trade. If they want to go all in on Dame, they have pieces. Where's Otto Porter? He's in Toronto.
Yes.
Otto Porter, does he really help?
In my head, he's in Portland, and Gary
He's
Payton's in. Also, in my head, both of them are in Portland. That's not the case. But it's like, it is just the story of, like, everyone got like really excited, including myself, over this new Portland lineup. And I was just like, okay, this is their best lineup yet. See if they do something. Now, of course, I thought, early playoff exit because of the strength of everyone else. But God, it's just been disappointing.
It's
same old story.
And if I'm Dame, I'm really mad because not that I dropped 50, it's that I'm averaging in the past 5 games, I think 5 or 10, I'm averaging a smooth 33.5, and we're losing. Jeremy Grant is still doing his thing too. Simons did take a step back a little bit, but he's still like, it's still like good. It's still good. It's like if I'm Dame, it's like, damn, when I go to the bench, who's gonna take that point guard role? Anthony Simons is a point guard, but he's not. He just he creates his shot. Dame is a better playmaker than Simons, and that's where the thing happens.
Of course,
when the Blazers go to their bench, and when Dame is probably, let me say it like this. When they have either, like, say Dame goes to the bench and Jeremy Grant goes to the bench and Simon's on the floor, after that, they don't have any scoring options. They have zero. They have zero scoring options to go to. They either, for them to be good and make the playoffs or make the play-in, they have to have either 2 of the 3 guys on the floor for scoring weapons, because besides that, everybody else is just a cutter and a slasher. And, throw them in the zone, and like, what can they really do when you throw them in the zone? To be honest with you,
so much. They just don't have
no offense.
They don't. Apart from their 3, Yusuf Nurkic has become an okay 3-point shooter, but there's just not much there, other than the big 3.
Which is why I've always reiterated the statement: get Dame some help. Get him some help, because he can't do it by himself. He just can't.
Well, the problem is he's got some help now. But then that's also been at the cost of having the worst bench in the league by an absolute mile.
Deontay, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because you said get Dame some help. What this might sound like I'm hating. I love Dame. Dame is a superstar talent, offensive scorer. What would help Dame? What would honestly help Dame? Like, who? Who would help Dame?
Jesus Christ, who would be a good fit with Dame? I mean,
because Dame sucks off ball, and he needs the ball in his hands. I don't know who's available, who can play off ball, and doesn't hinder Dame scoring. Mm-hmm. Because besides Dame with the ball, off ball he's bad. Defensively, he's gotten a little bit better, but
not quite up there in terms of like elite playing level.
So who would help Dame? Like, what player would you think will help Dame, Deontay?
I mean, this is tough. I mean, I really can't think of anybody at the top of my head right now. I mean, as far back as I can remember, it was always Dame, and then he had McCollum, but then McCollum got traded. He went to New Orleans, and look what he's doing down there with Zion and Brandon Graham. Like, he's tearing it up down there. And I honestly can't think of anybody right now. I mean, unless you guys want to talk about some guys that pop up into your mind, like instantly like that. I really can't see. Like, I really don't know who would be a great fit to go alongside with Dame.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. I don't really know either. Like, and the thing is, Jeremy Grant's been playing at a good level.
I think you need
So
another all-star
his
in there soon.
Anthony Simons, not quite as good as last year, but he hasn't gotten as many touches. It's just once again, it's just nobody apart from those three.
I want to do something real quick. I'm gonna name players, and you tell me like who can help Dame. I'm gonna name players who most likely could get traded this offseason, this trade season. And you tell me if they help Dame or like would you do the deal? Zach LaVine to start off. Like with Zach.
I would love that. I would like that trade. But
I can already picture it in my mind.
I think that'd be cool. I don't know how exactly they do it.
Do you give up Simons for Zach?
I don't know if those contracts match up. You'd have to do a bunch of salary.
Of course, you'll add contracts in. No, fixed contracts.
Yeah,
but would you do something like that?
Well, just for the record, it's not like whatever. Yeah, I would.
Who's another player who's been in talks of getting moved? So we got Zach talking about. Would you? Tyler Hero will be redundant.
That would be very, very. That'd be incredible. I'd honestly. Ooh, is this a hot take?
Go ahead.
Say it.
I would take Anthony Simons over Tyler Hero.
I would no, I wouldn't.
That's a bad take.
That's a bad take. Tyler Hero's been on.
Sorry, it's not awful, but it's not.
I can't think about like who would you give up to help Dame and what like you don't have assets like you don't have assets.
They don't have assets, and they don't have assets. Like they've got Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons on good value contracts.
But after that, it's like
there's not really much there.
It's nothing. There's nothing.
Who's eating up all their salary?
Nurkic. What's that boy's name? Justin Winslow. That's a good salary.
Oh yeah, Winslow. I forgot about him.
That's who I wanted the Celtics to get to help out that backcourt. But I think Justice Winslow might be a good option.
Well, I don't know how much value he holds realistically, because how much is he making? Probably not that
12, 15, if I'm not wrong.
That's a decent. That's too much.
It's too much. It's too much.
That's too much.
He said that is too much.
That's a negative contract. That's just.
It's not good. It's not a good contract.
Be real.
I don't know, but hey, if somebody can figure out, it's not Portland because Portland came out and said, at this trade deadline, we will look for pieces to help Dame if we're not getting any better. So this trade deadline could be crazy. This could be a fire. You move Nurkic. Yep, you do it. If the Lakers can get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield,
I don't think they're doing that at this point, though.
I'm just saying, Portland, call Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, and try to get something.
Yeah, I would want Portland to get at least Miles Turner. I think that'd be cool.
Buddy Hield will help the floor spacing coming off the bench.
Yeah, Buddy or one of those two.
Yeah,
honestly. But you can't trade Nurkic for Hield because you can't do that because then they don't have a center. Drew Eubanks would be their starting center, and that just is a mistake.
That's not going to cut it. Like you need somebody that's solid and established. Like
Yusuf Nurkic is okay. Like he's a starting center. I think Buddy Hield would be cool for them.
Nurkic is okay, but he's the worst player in that lineup that you probably can get better and get somebody else for.
Yeah, but you'd have to get another center for him.
Yeah, I know.
So Miles Turner would be cool, but that I feel like doesn't help them as much. Like, of course it helps them, but that doesn't solve the issue.
It puts a Band-Aid on it until you actually
Until it's like, wait, no, we need somebody off the bench.
And then you find somebody off the bench after you do that deal.
I'm not sure.
Find somebody.
Apparently,
Nurkic is not a rim protector.
I think I saw something that the Hornets were giving up Jalen McDaniels. But I feel like that's not a big enough move.
That's not big enough, and who would the Blazers give up for? You're not getting up Sharp, and you're not giving up Sharp or Simons. Who else would the Minnesota Timberwolves want?
I don't think they want to give up. And it's not like they have, because I think their first. Where's their first now?
Who?
Portland.
What you mean?
Chicago?
What?
Yeah,
The first round pick?
I think their first is in Chicago right now, but I don't know.
Chicago doesn't have Orlando has both Chicago. Orlando has Chicago's picks, so no.
No. I know. Well, yeah, Portland has Chicago's picks, but I think
Chicago has Orlando's picks.
Has Portland's.
Orlando has the picks to Chicago because of the use of the Vucevic trade.
Yeah, they have, but then Portland's first, I believe, is in Chicago.
Why would it be in Chicago?
I don't remember, but where the hell is that pick?
I doubt it. But that pick doesn't change anything because.
True.
What does it like? You need value. The problem with the Blazers, they have no value. Like, I don't know. While you look at that pick, I'm gonna move on to our next top pick. Actually, while you look for that pick, and we can always jump back.
Absolutely.
We move on to the Bucks. The Bucks. Hey yo, Deontay, I'm gonna have you do this one because I'm gonna ask you a question. What? And this is gonna lead on to the Bucks thing. What three teams in the West strike fear into you? What three teams in the West strike fear?
In the West?
No, sorry, in the East. My fault. In the East.
Oh,
what
in the East. Okay.
Strike fear.
Jesus Christ. I mean, these are teams that don't necessarily scare me, but when playoff time comes, I could definitely see them as a potential threat, right?
Okay.
Bucks, obviously, that's depending on whether or not Chris Middleton comes back. Let's see. Number 2 would be, it's kind of tough. Like, I guess I could see the Bucks as probably like the only team that I'm fearful of. I mean, I'm going through the list. I mean, the Sixers are the Sixers. I don't trust the Sixers. Raptors, I don't know what's going on with them. Knicks are on the up and up, although in a 7-game series we can easily take on the Knicks. The Nets, maybe I'll put an asterisk right next to them, and then
every other team is no comp. And
then every other team is just I mean, the
Let me just
Pacers
say
are
real
also
quick.
on the are also on the up and up too. I mean, take a look at their line. Like Halliburton is doing pretty good, but who knows? Who knows what will happen in that Miles Turner trade thing? So who knows?
Right. Go ahead, Alex. You about system?
Let me just say real quick. Chicago has it, but it's top 14 protected.
Oh, so they don't have it. they most likely won't have.
But then it'll convey to next year after. I believe that is the case until 2029.
Yeah, but at that point, we need help now for the Blazers. But
So yeah. Anyway, so
Milwaukee,
they can't trade that pick.
yeah,
They can't trade their pick this year because Chicago has it, or next
Yep.
year.
So it don't
Chicago
matter.
has it. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what was your question? Sorry.
My question, because we're on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I said to him, you're another Boston fan, so I can ask you. Because what team strikes fear in you? And it's gonna lead up to my Boston thing. No, not my Boston, but my Bucks thing. What team, as a Boston fan, strikes fear into you?
Lately, I'll be honest, the Bucks don't scare me that much. I'll be one. It's regular now. I feel like I say this every year with the Bucks, where it's like in the regular season, I'm like, are we sure they're that good? And then playoffs come around, yeah, they're damn good. Of course, we beat them last year, but that was a lot.
Yeah, but that was just a struggle. Like,
that was also a lot down to Chris.
Like, we should have won it in Game 5, but then Marcus Smart decided to be. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that game. But
that hurt. That hurt. But and that's without Chris Middleton.
Yep.
But honestly, a Bucks team fully healthy does scare me, of course.
Oh.
I'll be honest, Brooklyn does a bit, mainly with what happened last night.
Okay.
I don't want to say they scare me, but I'm not overly confident against them.
Right. Okay.
Because they look, before KD's injury and hell, even last night, they looked pretty good. Just for the record, I should have said this earlier. Now it's 11:02 my time, 12:02 for you guys. So for me, it's still the 13th of January as of this recording. So if we say anything that ends up being outdated or whatever, I'm sorry, we cannot predict the future. We can try, but we can't. Anyway, I'm trying to think. The Sixers are also kind of confusing. I feel like I'm blanking on teams that exist.
That's all for y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all that scares you.
I feel like it's really just Brooklyn looks good now, fully healthy, and so does, and then the Bucks are the Bucks. That's teams in the East. In the West, Denver.
No. We just asked for the East. The reason why I asked for the East is because of the Bucks.
Yeah,
the Bucks are confusing because Giannis is slowed down, but when Giannis slows down,
it's not been good.
But Giannis slows down, it's still averaging 31 and 11. Like, what a slowdown!
Well,
his shooting fell off. That's
his mid-range shot was actually really falling last year. It's not this year, and
Drew Holiday,
a lot of it, of course.
Drew Holiday offense is bad.
It's picked up a little bit, but it's still not where
it was 2 years ago.
It's still not good enough to be a second option.
Yeah.
And then you've got.
I'm worried about Chris Middleton. And I'm gonna say this.
He's playing 7 games.
Without a doubt, because I'm not too sure what's going on with Middleton. I know he's dealing with a boatload of injuries right now.
And like Chris Middleton, somebody can fact check me, is what, 32 years old?
Yeah, he's 32.
And of course players can come back. I don't think Chris Middleton will come back the player we think he which was that like all-star level type player.
Yeah, all-star caliber player. Correct.
I don't know what Middleton comes back as because I haven't seen him rarely this season. I just don't know if we can keep doing and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the playoffs come around and Chris Middleton is Chris Middleton of old. But we'll get to you in a minute, Alex.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a minute.
I just saw a thing. Well, first off, I'm looking at Twitter because I saw a thing about a Jalen Green suspension, and then now I've just seen a John Wall poster.
Wow.
It's so good to see.
But
yeah, I'm rooting for John Wall.
But I think we have came to the point of the season where we can say like, hey, do we think the Bucks are the Bucks? Like, we know their regular season team is pretty solid, but when playoffs time, will the Bucks be that dominant force in the playoffs? Because I don't know. It just banks on if Chris Middleton is Chris Middleton of like last season. And if he was, then okay, the Bucks might make it out the East. But I don't know what Chris Middleton is, and that scares me for the Bucks. If I'm a Bucks fan, that scares me.
It's that they don't have another guard. I did not like that they traded DiVincenzo in the first place. Because even though, yeah, sure, he was injured, he did for a time shore up that spot a little bit.
Yeah, he made it like okay.
Yeah,
after that,
Pat Connaughton's shooting has fallen off a cliff. Sorry, I'm moving. Yeah, Pat Connaughton's shooting has fallen off a cliff. You've got. I just don't know what to make of them at this point in the regular season. Playoffs, the only reason why I still think they'll be okay is because of them in the past.
No, it's because of Giannis. Them in the past, you'll say, okay, I'm cool because Chris Middleton will show up. You say like, and that's why I say we might have to stop them in the past. Them in the past is Giannis and Chris Middleton. Right now, it's just Giannis, and this Giannis is not looking like the Giannis of 2 years ago or even last year Giannis.
Like he's like you guys said, like he's slowing down, and I'm seeing it a lot because when Middleton was there, he had somebody to help take the pressure off of him. But now that he doesn't, like, I mean, yeah, true. The Bucks have Drew Holiday and Wesley Matthews and all that, and then there's this guy Grayson Allen. But I don't like Middleton was just like he's just that all pro, all caliber player that Giannis needs.
Yeah, and let me preface what I'm about to say by I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to imply that Giannis has no skill. Just to make this perfectly clear.
Deontay, what are you about to say?
I'm not saying nothing.
I'll be fine.
No,
I promise you I'll be fine. I just want to make sure I don't want anyone to take this wrong. But Giannis is a guy who relies a lot on athleticism.
Running dunk. Let me stop.
Shut the fuck up. He's a guy who relies a lot on athleticism.
Oh my god.
When he doesn't really have that co-star who can take some of the burden off of him, some of the offensive burden off of him, he's gonna get burned out. And you're gonna get some stretches where he doesn't score much. i.e. the past week or so. So I think that's a lot of what's going on with him currently. But even then, just watching them, they confuse the hell out of me. Okay. The only reason why I trust that they'll be okay is because they have Giannis on their team.
Yeah.
But that's not always the best thing.
That's not the way to think. That's not the way to think.
It's the fact that that's the only reason why I'm not like panicking a little bit for them is saying something and a little bit concerning.
The only thing I can say about the Bucks is all this, because what I just said and what we're talking about will all be like put to rest if Chris Middleton comes back and it's Chris Middleton of, oh shit, Chris Middleton is still like 50, 40, type player, type shooting type player.
Yeah.
If he comes back and like then okay, we don't have a conversation. Or if Drew Holiday steps it up in the offensive end, as in like efficiency wise and scoring, then we can like, okay, never mind, they're still good. Because defensively, they're fine because they got Brook Lopez, Giannis, Drew Holiday. Defensively, that's a great defensively. You have 2 DPOI candidates, really 3 if we're being totally honest, but one doesn't get enough attention.
Oh yeah, Brook Lopez is having a great year.
Yeah, but with that, I feel like defensively you're fine. You just need offensive firepower because as we like to say, the old saying is like, good offense will always be good defense, and that is true. And that is true because that was shown. Let me not go back. Let me not say that. You don't say that. That was shown against the Warriors and
100%. Actually, no, fuck that. We were leaving Steph open. So no, we were not playing good defense.
But seriously, the offense needs to find like a rejolt this season. And I feel like this trade deadline season will try kind of shake that up. Even if they don't make a move, maybe just rest will help everybody on that team. But yeah, that's my Bucks take on that.
Yeah.
Do we have enough time to do it? Like,
I think we're at like. I didn't look at the clock when we started.
We started at 10:45.
We're almost at a half hour. Sorry, an hour and a half. I can do math.
Okay.
We're almost at an hour and a half.
It was good having Deontay on the show.
Yeah.
Deontay, I just want to ask you on the show real quick. Next time we record, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna cook next time we record. Next time we record, we're most likely be talking about the mid-season awards and stuff like that. Correct, Alex?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say my title prediction right now, and I'll go more in depth into it next season. No, next pod.
Okay.
But I might get flamed real quick. I see the Clippers and the Miami Heat in the finals this season.
I'm gonna flame you for Miami, but Clippers.
Yeah, Miami. I'm a flame you for Miami, but
why not? Why not? Because they beat y'all twice. They beat y'all twice.
I'll keep it to myself in the next until the next podcast.
Let me flame you in a bit. I'll give you some time to mentally prepare. Okay, flames are. I'll try to keep it civil, but
okay.
I highly, intensely disagree and think you're.
He not only disagrees, he highly intensely disagrees. So it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Why not? They beat y'all. They beat y'all.
Overtime
in the regular season.
Regular season, let's listen.
We know what time and Jimmy is on when the playoff comes. We know what timing that is.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't do well enough to beat us in the playoffs. But go on.
He played in that series. He played better than both of y'all best players. Of course
he did. But then their team is significantly worse this year.
And okay, that's true. But again,
do you really expect that team to make a deep playoff push?
Yes, I do.
The Miami Heat of all teams, they practically have the same roster as they did last season.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah, no.
But listen, I trust in Jimmy. I tell you why.
Trusting in Jimmy's not gonna do well enough. It's not enough.
Last season, I trusted in Jimmy, and he went toe to toe against y'all.
And where was Kyle Lowry in the playoffs? He was hurt, right?
Let me just say real quick. I'm not saying they had an easy. I'm not trying to say that they had an easy run last year because Philly's not an easy team. Atlanta was not an easy team, but when they have to play top tier contenders, series in, series out, Philly was not. Atlanta was not.
Y'all were.
They're not going to be a first seed again.
Y'all were. We were.
And they took y'all to 7. What an injury roster. So what? They took y'all to 7, and it was because
I
Jimmy.
said series in, series out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
When they have to continue to go through that, eventually they'll fall.
You only face 2 playoff team, 2 finals contenders in the playoffs. You face
one of which being the Bucks, who are the best team in the league.
If you only face 2 finals contenders, then they have a 1 in probably. Sorry, let's say they come in as a 6 seed,
and that's also Boston coming in as a 2 seed. Miami's going to be
the number 1 seed, but Miami went and claimed it
Miami
like
will get in as like a
but
6
go ahead, go off.
seed.
Even if they come in as a 6 seed, they're only facing 1 playoff. They will only face either probably 1 or 2 playoff teams, play NBA Finals contenders. They'll only face 1 or 2.
Is worse. So I just don't trust.
What you gonna say?
We're going too far into this, but I was not going to say I don't trust in Jimmy Butler because
I'm about to say, boy.
And look,
I don't trust
I have
anyone
no problems
else
with Jimmy Butler. I think he's great. I think he's a good player, but it's just that team around him is just not going to do him any favors.
How you gonna say that? And that team was injured, and they took y'all to 7.
Also, we're not the same team.
Exactly. Come on. The depth has changed. Players are getting healthier.
Decision making is improving a hell of a lot.
Exactly. We turned the ball.
Jaylen Brown still don't have a ball handle. Jaylen Brown still doesn't have a ball handle.
Jason Tatum isn't turning the ball over at a ridiculous rate anymore.
And he's being considered for MVP status.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Tatum is not turning the ball over because he hasn't seen a good defense, like for real.
That's crazy because where's Jimmy Butler at in the MVP rankings?
We know he's not an MVP.
We know this is what happens with Jimmy Butler.
We know what Jimmy is.
This is the Jimmy Butler cycle.
We know what Jimmy Butler is. He doesn't try to get awards in the regular season. Playoff time, Jimmy Butler is probably the 3rd best player in the playoffs. And I say
that he doesn't have a team that doesn't help him.
Exactly. It is a shame that he doesn't have a team.
It's quite a shame.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tyler Hero and Bam is not a team. Tyler Hero, Bam, and Vic is not a team. That's what we're saying now. That's what we're saying now.
Y'all literally got
Bam is
y'all literally got the show of Victor Oladipo.
Bam, I hope. Bam has started to become a better scorer, but not against great defenders. Tyler Hero is a
bucket.
Bad defender.
I don't care how bad he is defensively. Last season against y'all, Tyler didn't even play, and they went 7.
He wasn't even the starter.
Tyler Hero eliminate y'all. I stand on this, and it might sound crazy because I'm saying it. Tyler Hero playing in that Miami Heat series, they eliminate y'all. They bounce y'all. They go to the finals. If Tyler played, not even if Tyler played is worse. If Tyler played, they bounce y'all.
No.
Just because how bad y'all were in that game 6.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
If the Celtics don't play their worst basketball of the season in that series, it's not close.
That's not my fault.
It's not like Boston wasn't the better team. Boston was just playing the worst basketball. They were playing fatigued because they
agreed.
They were fatigued. Miami Heat was hurt. Your point, that don't matter. What I'm saying is, if they had Tyler,
Miami had 1 injury.
They had Kyle, they had PJ, they had Tyler. What are we talking about? PJ didn't play game 7.
I forgot about that.
PJ didn't play game 7. Kyle Lowry was out game 7. Tyler didn't play game 7. If they all play that series,
Kyle Lowry may as well have been out game 7. He played.
Oh, he trying to be funny. Deontay trying to be funny. Time out. Y'all really don't think if Tyler played that game 7, y'all will.
If he played that game 7, no. If he plays that game 7,
Tyler Hero, man.
Hold on.
Come on now.
Tyler Hero talking about? Tyler Hero loves to play well against Boston. So he plays that game 7. they go to the finals. But
Maybe. Well, I still doubt it. But
if you want to
go
take
off.
another hypothetical, what if Boston doesn't play their worst basketball all season?
If Boston didn't play their worst basketball of all season, we would have won 5.
Yeah, we would have won in 5 and 6.
But
We can play this what if game.
We were saying that, but the problem, we can play the what if game, but it stands stronger.
I'm just putting it out.
It stands stronger from my point because the what if game was okay. Celtics Heat, when the series started, oh shit, the Heat might be out of 5 because the Heat is already more hurt than the Celtics. They don't have a reliable score because Tyler did not play that whole series. They don't have a reliable score. When it went, Tyler barely played.
Oh, of course he barely played because he wasn't qualified to be a starter.
He was hurt.
He was there for, actually, we'll call it 3 games.
He didn't play game 7. He played game 7, but he went back to the bench.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said let's call it.
He didn't play 6. He didn't play 5. He didn't play 4. That's damn near the series, dog. That's damn near the series because y'all was supposed to beat him in 5. Y'all was supposed to beat him in 5.
Yeah.
Then it was like, all right, they'll get him in 6 then. Then it went 7, and we didn't know who was going to win until Jimmy took that pull-up. Y'all was on the edge of y'all's. Don't tell me y'all was not on the edge of y'all's seats.
Man, ain't nobody on the. I mean, that Heat game, yeah, you're right. We were on the edges of our seats. You're right.
That was hell to watch. But no, I'm gonna be.
If Tyler take that shot, y'all out. That's all I'm saying. If it's Tyler, Wonder Boy showing up. That's all I'm saying.
Oh God, no.
Wonder
Kill. Why? Why are we calling him that? That's nasty word.
Well,
I can't wait for the next pod. Yeah,
we could keep talking about this for a while. Anyway, on that bombshell, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Deontay, for joining us. We'll see you in a couple days. See both of y'all in a couple days.
Deontay, drop your socials.
All right.
Shout out your stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Of course. So as you guys know, I am doing a full-fledged podcast. I will leave the links in the description. I also do have some social media handles for y'all to follow. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok, Facebook.
Okay.
He's trying to get it. He's trying to get it.
I think I plugged my TikTok on like the first one. So
you plugged your TikTok. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I'll be sure to leave the links to all my socials below along with my podcast. And yeah, this has been
also,
go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm saying like say them out loud real quick and
say them out loud. Say the handle out loud.
If you're too lazy to go look, fuck you. I'm joking.
You can follow me on Twitter at DanteAdams01. And then you can follow me on Instagram at KingAdams2641. And then you can follow me on TikTok at MadTitan531.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. Anyway, that was an episode of the GTR Pod. What an ending!
Jesus Christ. Next one's that's gonna be something.
Next one gonna be something because y'all don't see the future like I do. I'm a visionary. That's the problem. I'm a visionary.
Didn't you say Cade rookie of the most improved?
Cade got hurt. That's not my fault.
I thought you were a visionary.
I'm a visionary. Listen,
you should have seen him getting hurt then.
Listen, but was I lying though? Because Cade was snapping. I'm a visionary. Cade was
improved level, not to the level Larry Markkinen is.
Cade was snapping for 22, 7, and 7. Cade was snapping.
Yeah, but okay, whatever.
Visionary. I am a visionary. But this is
he's the man of the future, huh?
Playing it to most improved.
But this is the end of the pod.
Lowry's been insane. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you for listening for the GTR podcast. Rate 5 stars on Spotify, like it on YouTube, share whatever you want. Follow all of us on our socials. They will be linked in the description, including the D Talkin Sports podcast. Thank you, Deontay, for joining us, and we'll talk to you guys later.
I'm about to go on a rant on Twitter.
Me too.
All right. Peace.
All right, I'll see y'all. Peace.
Take care.